What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. I am your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. You know I got another banger for you, so kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
Look, we know Cam Newton, who is one of my all-time favorite athletes, has been unfairly, in my opinion, criticized over the years by Skip Bayless. We've seen him be very critical of LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, RIP, and certain other athletes that just seem to bring a different type of venom out of him when he's talking about their games. But Cam Newton is one of those guys where, you know, Skip has said some nice things, but he's definitely been very critical of Cam. And to be honest, Cam Newton has been one of the most criticized sports figures on or off the field in the history of the NFL, more so even now when he called Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott game managers, and we saw that's exactly what they were. Cam Newton's an all-pro, former MVP of the league who deserves his respect. So of course when the news broke out that Skip Bayless was getting cut like a Sunday coupon from Fox Sports 1, Cam Newton weighed in and had a lot to say about it.
Is Skip Bayless a game changer or a game manager as a talent sitting behind the seat?
He's giving real manager vibes.
Okay, thank you. He fucked it up. You had Kobe Bryant and you had LeBron James, and none of them want to fuck with you right now. Kobe Bryant, I'm referring to Stephen A. Smith. LeBron James, I'm referring to Shannon Sharpe. And we're seeing now that they carried you instead of how you would make it seem. You carried them. You're not the main attraction, Skip. You were the co-host. You couldn't do it. It was a facade. You thought you was the reason why Stephen A. Smith was successful. That turned out, survey says, that was a lie. So you bring on Shannon Sharpe. Then you say, okay, me and Shannon don't work out. I can make another Shannon. Survey says that was a lie. Also was a lie. No disrespect to Richard Sherman, to Paul Pierce, no disrespect to Keyshawn Johnson. So, how do you redefine yourself? Well, because the truth of the matter is these people, these individuals that you work with, Skip, they've redefined themselves. You did 48,000 views with the backing of a national public, like a national syndicated program. But what in this case, what we've learned, Skip, you're not the main attraction.
Not the guy. And then he tried to reel Boogie in.
He tried to throw the bait out there. You said that Anthony Edwards, that was just a measly, just an everyday, block shot. I said, well, if that was the case, you do it, Skip. We already seen somebody put you in your place before, Jalen Rose. But that's the thing that we've identified about Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless don't like to be challenged. He wants to be the main attraction. You're not the main attraction, bro. Now, if you wanted to just do numbers, you could have called me. But you want to play fucking horse. And this ain't no, why y'all gonna kick him while he down? It's just all about winning and losing. And he losing right now. He was losing ever since he let Shannon Sharpe go. But Shannon won't tell you that, so I say it for him. I just got to speak for the players, though.
He definitely had two of the titans in the game with Stephen A. Smith as well as Shannon Sharpe. Had two successful runs with each talent. And, man, him and Shannon was really cooking and took FS1 to a whole new level with their flagship show. But Cam was not lying about the fact that Skip really bought into his own hype in that situation and felt like he was the main attraction.
I was visibly upset. Because if somebody would have told me that he would have done that to me, I wouldn't have believed it. But I appreciate it. I think one day we'll sit down and we'll have a conversation. Right. That hasn't happened yet. But he and I sit down and have a conversation because we did have 7 great years. Yes. And what I will not allow is that the 7 great years we had to be ruined by one moment.
Right.
And that happens a lot, even in relationships. I've been in a relationship for 10 years and all people harp about is the last 1 year or the last 6 months in which it wasn't good.
Right.
It's, hey, if you're in a relationship, 80% of the time, 90% of the time, things go well. But somehow we seem to focus on the 10 to 20% when things don't go well, and we live in that area. And I won't do that.
sad to say, drove a wedge in between these two guys, man, after a very successful run, in my opinion. But Skip, I mean, at this point, we know it's a character he's playing. It's a full-on gimmick. But word is, sources, man, he really believes in his own hype. Like, this is not a facade. This is not an act anymore. He has become the character. And with views dwindling right now and them getting their butts kicked weekly by ESPN, I mean, it's YouTubers doing better numbers than FS1 right now and Skip Bayless. So I understand it. You know, it's hard to stay relevant. It really is. And in this game, once people get over you, hey, they get you up out of there. When you're not bringing in the numbers, it don't matter what your name is. If the ratings aren't ratings, they gonna get you out of there, point blank, period, man. And people have gotten tired of the criticism and just the nonsense, the absolute bona fide nonsense that is spewing out, man. And I just think that at this point, it was time for a change. It's gonna be a clean break. And Skip is still a dominant personality in the sports, a very, very he casts a big shadow, and I think, you know, he'll probably have his own show like Stephen A. Smith, get going on the podcast. Maybe another company throws him a bag for the ratings, for people that still want to tune in and hear the nonsense. You know, it'll be interesting to see what his next move is, because it's definitely going to make some noise. But FS1 got him up out of there, man. And Cam Newton definitely did not hold back at all. Just listening to how he felt, listening to how Shannon felt. I mean, these is two black men that was really upset by Skip. I respect what Shannon said, though. Like, that one defining moment with the glasses shouldn't define, you know, 7 years of success for them. That one moment shouldn't define the entire saga of their show and their run together. I agree with that. On Cam Newton's side, man, it was just it was just funny to hear, man, because we knew he wasn't gonna hold back. He was waiting. Cam was waiting on that. He was absolutely waiting for his moment. He understood the assignment and went all in, man. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. It shows you that karma is something serious, and it also shows you that, hey, just because you think you the main thing don't mean you the main thing. Cam Newton is better at football, or was better at football, than Skip Bayless was at what he was doing. Skip Bayless never won an MVP. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy for you to criticize somebody in their field when you're not at that level and you're not operating on that level. It's different. It's levels to this, man. But it'll be interesting to see. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments about it. Holla at your boy. That's a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakeney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. Until next time, we out.